Good morning. I'm trying not to yawn on camera. What's up? Good morning, y'all. It's your girl Sharita, the Behavior and Literacy Strategist, coming at you from the Morgan Unlimited Growth Institute, where you can find solutions for your child's behavior, focus, literacy, and math word problem challenges. Yes, we have expanded. We just started literacy and behavior, but we are now doing it all. Okay. Um, we are a bunch of moms, right? If you've been following me for a while, that are now waiting for the schools to do it. We are improving our children's behavior and literacy and math at home. We are improving our children's behavior, focus, and academics from home, so that we can send them to school equipped for success. So I got a good one for y'all today. This big topic of focus. Oh my goodness. We have to talk about this, okay? Because I'm gonna just be real with y'all and just speak from the heart. I feel like there are way too many kids who are on medication, and now we have a culture of kids, of children, talking about not being able to focus and being distracted, and because I can't focus, I have a problem. We have a generation of kids who think like that, and we gotta eliminate that, y'all, because we are going backwards. We're going the opposite direction, and no kid should be walking around feeling like they can't focus, they can't concentrate, they have some type of disorder which prevents them from being successful. Instead, we gotta flip the script like we do here. We gotta teach them whatever they are struggling with, whatever the challenge is right now. We have to figure out how to eliminate it and replace it with something that's going to serve them and help them grow. Okay? So, my voice is a little bit off because I'm a little under the weather. Maya was sick. She's been sick for a couple of days and she's just getting it together. Okay? And she had a fever. And I've been taking care of her. I'll talk more about that another time. My little home remedies and things that I use at home to take care of my family. Been doing it for years. And now she's doing good. Her fever broke, and poor Kev, he done been kicked out. He's been sleeping on the couch, and I've been having her in the bed with me so that I can keep an eye on her, take care of her, and we've just been taking care of her and nursing her back to health, and now she's doing much better. But now I wake up in the morning and I got a sore throat. You know, that's how it goes, okay? But I'm sure I'll be fine soon. So let's talk about this topic of focus. First, we gotta talk about our thinking, because I have to let you know that that's something that it's been a challenge for me. I used to arrive late everywhere. I used to leave my pocketbook places, my keys places, my cell phone places, drop everything all the time, lose everything all the time, right? And I was like this well into adulthood, right? And then I decided, I've had a couple of that's enough moments in my life where I'm just like, that's enough. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to get this together. And I taught myself how to concentrate and how to remember things and how to focus basically. Okay? So this is something that I know personally, and this is something that I really teach my students how to do, and my children as well. Okay? Because that can get in the way of your success or your growth, or you figuring out what the next step is, or you doing your best. So I'm going to give you a couple of things that I know personally I have to make sure is on point for myself. And welcome if you're just joining. Talking about teaching our kids how to focus, okay? Instead of having them walking around feeling like, or us thinking like they can't focus, they must have a disorder, or they must need medication. You know what I mean? Because they can't do it. We don't say can't here. We figure out how. Okay? All right. So a couple of things that I learned for myself to do so that I can focus better and accomplish whatever I set my mind to accomplishing. That's what I'm going to be talking to you about. I'm going to start with diet. Okay, I'm gonna start with diet, and I know that's diet focus. Yeah, I know if I don't eat enough nutrients, if I haven't been eating good for a couple of days, that affects how I'm able to think and how I'm able to focus, and everything kind of falls apart. Okay, that's not the origin of it, but I'm just saying, like, I noticed that, and that's one of the things that I have to get back on track with, so that I can feel good, so that my mind can be clear, so that I can focus and concentrate and get things done. Is diet. So I know for me, and everybody's different. For me, what helps me is getting on track with making sure I have greens, making sure I have, and I'm about to show you something I just did, because I like smoothies, right? But I get really busy, and sometimes I don't have time to go and put everything together. So I just did something very recently. Let me go into the freezer real quick and get one of my, if there's one left, because I just made, well, oh, here it is. I'm about to say, because Jazzy like them too. Jazzy like them too. Okay, so in the freezer, I have this. And what I did was, I got the ingredients for my smoothies that I usually have. And then I just washed everything and I put them in these singular bags. So, in this bag, there is spinach, banana, strawberries, and ginger. And I just put everything, I washed it and I dried it, and I put everything in this freezer bag. So when I'm ready to have a smoothie, I just dump all of this into a blender, mix it together and with water. And it's good. Okay? It's good, and it instantly makes me feel good. I also did that with Maya, since she was sick, and she doesn't like smoothies, but you're gonna drink some of this smoothie because it's gonna help you get better, right? Jazzy loves them too. In our house, okay, so that's one thing. So diet, drinking water, eating, having something that is like helps me have a bunch of nutrients at one time, and if I neglect my vitamins too, those kind of things. All right, so look at your child, how they eat. Do they eat a lot of junk food? Do they eat? Do they not drink much water? You know what I mean? And do they eat things that will make them not have a lot of energy when they have to focus, when they have to do their work? Do they feel sluggish, or are they lazy all the time? Ask yourself if they're eating enough of, nutrients. Okay? And then, not there, I was looking for, oh yeah, so in the cabinet, I have certain things in here too that we sometimes eat. So this is like the paint and chips, and this is the cranberries, and I got nuts and all kind of stuff for snacks. So just not feeling good and focusing don't really go together. So if I'm not eating right for a couple of days, then I start putting certain things together, or go in the cabinet and like making pre-made snack trays to eat, and the rest of the kids, they do it too. And after a while, I start to feel better. So that's one thing, diet. Another thing is sleep. Sleep. If I don't sleep well, I can't focus and concentrate. My students too. And especially in the summer. The summer is coming. We're almost finished the school year. And a lot of kids like to stay up as late as possible. And then moms are like, they don't have school in the morning, so they can just stay up. And then their schedule is like, they're staying up playing a game until like 4 o'clock in the morning. And then they're sleeping all day. And they're not getting enough sleep. And they're not getting the right amount of sleep, and they're not being productive during the day, and they don't have the right amount of time to nourish their bodies, and you know what I mean? Everything is off because they were staying up so late and they weren't sleeping, and they were playing that game. That's stimulation, okay? When they're tired and they're still playing the game. So this helps not being rested also contributes to not being able to focus when it's time to focus, when it's time to do your work, not hanging in there, not catching details, making careless mistakes, right? And then not knowing where anything is when you gotta be ready. We gotta be ready. Like one of the rules for the Morgan Unlimited Growth Institute, especially one of the success rules, and it's the first one, is arrive on time and prepare for success. So if my students don't get enough rest and they kind of just rolled out of the bed during the summertime and they're logging on, you know what I mean? They didn't really take care of themselves, and then they go in and they don't have their notebook ready, that kind of thing, and they're trying to figure stuff out and stuff. That rest is so important. When a child is well rested, their mind can be more clear, okay? And they can concentrate better, okay? And I'm just saying this from personal experience too. When I'm talking, I'm not talking just like theoretically or what I've read or what the experts say. I'm talking for years of training myself to improve what I call focus stamina. Focus stamina, what that is how long a child can maintain focus on the task without becoming distracted by or inviting distractions into their environment, because they do both, okay? A part of that is I just don't want to do this. The other part is I haven't trained myself to concentrate on only this and get this done. When you have those two together, that's a recipe for disaster, okay? That's a recipe for disaster. So making sure that our children are well on the inside, right? And making sure that they are healthy, and make sure they get enough rest. It also with the structure, along with the structure and the expectation that this is what you have to concentrate on, you have to do a good job. Those two combined together improves focus stamina. So we got diet, we got sleep, rest, quiet time. Sometimes I'll be in a living room and the TV will be on and Maya's watching her Kindle Fire and the lights will be on, and I'm like, sometimes, I'll talk about Maya in a second because I don't let her do that all the time. But that to me feels too overwhelming, too much. And I'll say this is too much stimulation for me. And I'll go to my bedroom where it's darker and quieter, and I'll just sit there and I'll just relax and quiet my thoughts. I've trained myself and I've learned how to quiet my thoughts, how to clear my own mind. And when I clear my own mind, I'm able to think better. I'm able to be more creative. I'm able to figure things out, or things just come to me that I've been a solution to something that I've been working on. When I relax, it just comes to me easily, okay? So that's meditation. Quieting your mind is meditation, okay? So for our kids, they don't have to always be doing something. They don't have to always be in front of the TV or always be on their phones or always be playing a game. They don't have to be entertained all the time. Sometimes our children just need to sit and relax. It's like when they're in school and they are outside and they're playing and they're running around and stuff like that. When they come in, they drink some water, and then they come to the classroom. The classroom is dark, and then they calm down. At least that's what I used to do in my classroom. They come back from running outside and everything, and they come drink their water, and they sit at the table, and they put their head on the desk, and then they relax a little bit before we get into work. Because that transition, I need to take care of myself. I need to calm myself down. I need to relax. You know what I mean? I need to go from yay, running around playing, to calming down, and now I'm ready. You know what I mean? For the next thing. So our kids don't have to, we don't always have to have them occupied doing something. They can just sit and relax. Or they can do things that are relaxing. Like they can read a book, or they can do some drawing, coloring, the whole house completely quiet. The lights off during the day. Not doing anything, just sitting down and it's quiet and they're just doing this thing. I'll turn off all the lights in a minute. Sometimes to quiet the house down, I'll put on a video on YouTube, a meditation video, or video of whales in the ocean just swimming around, or dolphins swimming around, with their language and making the sounds that they make, and you hear the ocean. It immediately calms it changes the energy of the entire house, because I turned everything off. TV's off, you know what I mean? There's no cell phones, there's no Kindle Fire, there's no laptop. Everybody's just chilling, and it brings everything down. And I'm saying this because this is self-regulation. A lot of kids that are diagnosed with ADHD, they have that challenge where they don't know how yet. We always say yet, to self-regulate or to calm themselves down, or to they're very impulsive and always jumping to the next thing. Well, if you change the whole environment and you shut everything off and have them sit and relax and just be quiet for a while, their bodies will get used to calming down, and then they will know how to calm themselves down. Okay, so that's very important. So kids need rest. They don't just need rest at night when you try to go to sleep, to get them to go to sleep, and they still watch TV or be on their phone, whatever. They need rest. We don't have to, and it's not just kids, adults too, people. We don't have to be going 24/7. That's too much stimulation. We can easily just relax and quiet everything down. Right now it's in the morning. My husband is asleep. Jazzy is asleep. And Maya's asleep. And they all probably going to be getting up very soon. Right? But I got up and I'm enjoying the quiet. I done came down here because I had a teacher conference, but the teacher didn't come, so I just decided to talk to y'all, So I'm just sitting here and it's quiet in the house. I drank some water. I had some honey and with some apple cider vinegar chaser for my throat because it was hurting when I woke up this morning. And it's just quiet. It's just calm in the house. There's nothing going on. It feels great, okay? And I'll probably go out in my garden and see what's going on over there. I just planted some new seeds recently. That's relaxing as well, okay? So calming, just keeping everything calm. You don't have to have things going all the time. So diet, sleep, rest, quiet. Next is feel good. You'll see your child walking around and they're angry all the time and they're yelling all the time, and then they're always. That's a text from one of my students. Thank you, love. I did some work with her little sister because they're both in my program, and I wanted them to hang it up on the refrigerator so that she could see it every day, right? And practice it. She just let me know she did. She's such a good big sister, right? So feeling good. Does your child know how to change their mood from being angry, frustrated, overwhelmed, frowning all the time, to being happy in a moment, to finding happiness in a moment, to doing something that makes them feel good? And I don't mean a game. Come on, y'all. We got too much too much emphasis on these electronics in the game, and that's too much stimulation. And I probably need to do a whole different live on that, having our children find their interests, find what interests them again, and totally immersing themselves in that. It's a beautiful thing, okay? So what makes them feel good? What do they do that makes them feel good, makes them laugh, makes them happy, makes them feel accomplished? And do more of that. Do more of that all the time. It's said a lot for kids who have trouble with focusing, but they're like, especially kids who are very intelligent, and let's face it, a lot of our kids are very intelligent. They just are even kids who can't read. You interact with them and you find out who they truly are. They're very smart. They just struggle in this area. But put them in front of something that they're interested in, they become immersed in it, and they become very creative and they do great things. Okay? So we need to have that happen more for our kids. And that's helping them improve their focus as well. But they can become focused for long periods of time for things that they are interested in. Okay? All right? So teaching them and helping them to feel good, be able to change from being angry, frustrated, yelling and hollering, wanting to fight, You know what I mean? Those things to being able to calm themselves down, self-regulate, and what am I going to do instead? Okay, so they have to feel good. And then the ability, and this is an ability that you can help your child develop. This will be very beneficial for them. The ability to block things out, to when they have something to do, block everything else out and just stay on it. Some kids, like, it doesn't take anything. They're supposed to be doing their work, and somebody walk past and they start talking to them, or I can't concentrate because this person's talking, or this person's making noise, or because this, or because this, or because this, because this, because this, because this, and it looks like, and what people say is they can't concentrate unless it's quiet, so we got to shut down everything in the environment. That's not realistic. In the classroom, they're not able to control everybody around them. And they can't have in their head, I can't concentrate because this person, this person. What they should have in their head is, I'm going to block everybody else out because I got something to do. Okay? And they have to develop that over time. So, and in my program, my students are in the room by themselves, but other students, and I might be talking to another student might be acting up, and I have to check them, get with them. But I know what I said. I know that this is writing time. I know y'all have 8 minutes. I don't want to see you doing nothing. I want to see those pencils moving. There's no talking until you get done. I'm teaching them to block everything, and this is what you're focusing on. Nothing else. It doesn't matter. And if somebody, a little brother or sister, come into the room, you can tell when kids want to get out of doing the work because they start talking to them or even yelling at them, get out, I'm trying to, But then when kids start to be serious about what I'm telling them, somebody can come into the room and they still working. That person interrupt them and they be like, all right, when I'm finished. And they'll get right back to work, So being able to block everything out and only see in front of you what you need to see and accomplish what you need to accomplish, okay? And then that leads me to the last one. So we talked about diet, we talked about sleep, we talked about rest. And rest means quiet. That can mean sitting quietly, clearing your mind, meditating, or just shutting everything off in the house. And it's quiet time now. It's quiet time. I used to do it in the classroom too. It's quiet time. We're not doing nothing. Just sit at the desk. Nobody move. Okay? Put your head down. Quiet time. Okay? Next is feel good. Children learning how to, and adults sometimes it's hard too, right? So a lot of the things that I'm talking about teaching our kids, these are things that I've taught myself, that I teach my students, and I teach my own children. So when we are working to improve these areas in our kids, naturally we grow too, and it helps us too. Okay? Because how many of us have to work on our diet, our sleep, being able to rest in the moment, and clear our minds, being able to feel good and switch from I'm having a bad day, everything keep going the wrong way, to let me reset my thinking so that I can have a good day for the rest of the day, and then blocking everything out that's not really serving you at the moment, serving your child at the moment. It's just a distraction. We're not going to be open to invite distractions into our environment, and we're not going to create distractions. We're just going to block out all distractions, and we're just going to, which is the last one, concentrate. I've actually taken the word focus out of my vocabulary when I'm talking to my students, because people use that too much nowadays, and it's become an excuse. It's become a crutch. Kids are like, I can't focus. Parents are like, my child has a problem focusing. They can't do it, right? And in school, it's something too. Like, if your child is in the classroom and they're not focusing, it's like they can't focus. It's a problem. And if their child hears that, I've been working with kids long enough to see how they act when they really believe in that, and they they kind of just sit down and they don't work anymore, and they're like, I can't do it because I can't focus. I need you to focus me. I need you to make me focus. Help me focus. Help me do this. Can't do this myself. You know I'm focused. You know I got a problem. Okay? You know? And versus when we erase that from their thinking, when they just concentrate on getting the job done. So I remove the word focus, and I don't say you gotta focus. I say I need you to concentrate. Concentrate means, woo, I'm gonna look at this and I'm going to connect with this until I get it done. And that's what it is. That's what focus is. What is your child connecting with in the moment? If they're not focusing and they're looking at this, and this, they're not connected to the task at hand. But when they concentrate, they look at it and they come closer. I've had kids be struggling on words, not because they don't know how to read it, but because they're not concentrating on it. And they're missing the S at the end, or the middle part. They're skipping over that, or they're just substituting, or, because they're not concentrating. And I could be trying to teach them a strategy how to break up the word, right? And how to practice it, and I could be doing drills with them. But if they're not concentrating on the word, it takes a lot longer. And when I get them to concentrate, they're receptive now to whatever I am coaching them to do. So concentration is the word. We're not saying focus anymore, because it's used too much in a way that's kind of like kids are using it as an excuse, and they don't have to put forth effort, and they start to believe that they can't do it. So we're taking that word out. We're going to replace it with concentrate. That's what I did in my teaching and coaching. I need you to concentrate. Concentrate. Also, one of my students, when she was reading, she was missing words and skipping over words. I had to keep rereading a sentence, and I talked to her about it. It was her body language, and it was the way she came to approach it. She was kind of like just hanging out, like she was watching her stories. That's why I said she was cracking up. Like, you hanging out, your head is like this, you're like this, and kind of leaning in the chair and stuff. You kind of, come on, man, get into this. Sit up, zoom in, concentrate on it. And I'm getting her to block everything else out. Plus the laziness that she's feeling right then and not really wanting to put forth the effort. Let's go. Let's get it. Concentrate. Okay? So if your child is doing their work and they're kind of like lounging, make them sit up. If they are doing their work and their head is on the table while they're writing, make them sit up. You know what I mean? If they are their legs kind of spread out in the chair, they slouch down in the chair and they kind of do it. All that is laziness. That's not alertness. That's not concentrating, right? You can change their body language. You can get them to change their body language. You can have them thinking like a champion, become self-motivated. Using competition, I do that in my and when I use competition, it's not like this kid is better than this kid. It's more like I'm moving fast and I want to see who's going to get this first. So they have to move fast to keep up with me. So they naturally want to sit up and then zoom in and concentrate, because if they don't get it, I'm moving on to the next person. By the time I get back to you, you better be ready and have thought about it. And if you want a chance, you want me to say, you're right, ding, 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 then you're going to what? Concentrate. Okay? So we're teaching our kids how to focus here. Okay? We're not believing that they can't focus. We're not going to believe that for a second. Or that they need someone else. That's outside. To need medication. Look, I'm going to say this. I am a professional, okay? But I'm also a mom. I now teach and coach from home, and I combine behavior and academic coaching together for real success and results in the classroom, okay, and in life. All right, because you can't just do one. I've learned over the years, you can't just do one. But I have a background as a mental health specialist and a special education teacher, and also as a mom. Okay, so I'm not a doctor, you know what I mean? And I can't prescribe medications to say that you shouldn't have medications. So I can put that disclaimer in there. But what I'm saying is that we're not going to just like we moms are not going to leave it up to the schools. We're not just going to leave it up to that. This medication is going to fix my child's problem. We are going to concentrate on improving our children's focus, helping them develop habits that improve their focus, making sure they are eating well and making sure they are resting well, making sure they know how to calm themselves down. They can practice that and they can learn that. So a pill is not the solution, right? It's not enough. This is something that we want our children to develop and grow throughout their lives. Keep working on it, keep growing like I had to, okay? Because I was a mess. I was a mess, okay? Leaving things there, losing things all the time, not knowing what I'm doing, showing up late to everything, forgetting things, you know. If I told y'all how many times I forgot to roll up the windows in my car, or I left my pocketbook somewhere, or my cell phone, or my keys, you know what I mean? All the time. This was always an issue because I was always thinking about everything at the same time, but not concentrating on what I needed to do and didn't have routines set up that I worked on to make that effortless, right? So if it can happen for me, if I can improve my focus and I can help other kids improve their focus and their concentration, then you can do the same for your child, okay? So first things first, we're not going to believe that they can't focus. That's the first thing. And then after that, like I said before, diet, make sure they get enough nutrients so that their brain can work well, so that they can concentrate, so that their mind can be clear and organized, right? Diet, sleep, rest, being able to, them learning at a young age how to just sit and calm down. Sit and meditate. Sit and clear their mind. Enjoy the sound of the wind outside or the birds. They can hear the birds outside and they can just concentrate on that for a while, and everything else is just kind of, which leads me to the next two things. Feel good. Your child learning how to make themselves feel good, okay? We want our children to function independently. Do we want to be responsible for all these things, or do we want to teach our children how to do it so that it's something that it's a system now for them that serves them and it becomes automatic, okay? Diet, sleep, rest, quiet meditation, feel good, block everything out when they do have to do something. Know how to block everything out that's a distraction and it's not serving them. And concentrate on what I want to accomplish. And Maya is right here. She just woke up. Hi, Papa. I told you she wasn't feeling good. Come here, baby. Oh, my little snuggle butt. Hi, honey. How you doing? She's feeling really hot, y'all. But now she don't feel hot. She still got the cough, right? Mommy time to take care of you, right? Yes. So I'm going to go so I can take care of my little pudding pop. All right? So y'all have a good day. Hope you got a lot out of this. Okay? The focus, and that's helping our children improve their focus. All right? For more information on my tutoring coaching program, Unlimited Growth, go to growthinstitute.mykajabi.com or send me a message, DM me, okay, and book a free consultation. All right? Love y'all. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, Mom. Believe in your child. And always remember that growth is unlimited. Peace. It's supposed to be like this. Peace.